Alright everybody, and welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at a beautiful Christmas set, and I don't know a lot about it, so let's explore it together. So with that said, let's get into it. Okay, so here we go. This is a absolutely stunning set, but I have never seen it. And the thing about it is I actually recognize the house from a Kirkland village back from like the 90s or something. It's a beautiful piece. It's definitely Kirkland. However, the situation is simple. I don't have the outer box, and from what it looks like to me, it was its own set, and it comes with figures and things like that, but there actually wasn't a Kirkland branding on it anywhere, and because I didn't have the outside box, I don't really know. So I deep dived on some of the information that I did find, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. But if you have this set or you know anything about it, please let me know in the comments below. So starting with some of the facts, this house here, or this set rather, was released in 1997. Now let me give you the SKU number, and this SKU number is for the house itself. It is 59979. However, there is a model number as well, and that is 663337. Now the company on it is Mercury's and Associates, and it's like stamped on the bottom. However, after doing some research, I found that they're more of like a distributor for like big box stores, which would line up with the Costco thing, but it's not branded Kirkland. So I'm really unsure about how all of that kind of came together and why this one particular house was a separate set, even though it was used in a different set. So I'm not sure. But let's keep going. So for the price, it was not listed today as a set, but I was able to find just the house, and the average replacement house was about $35. And I'm calling it replacement because you can buy these houses individually to replace them if one breaks from your actual set. Now, for everything that I have here, I accounted for 9 pieces, and I don't know if that's everything it looked like it was in the foam layout, but I don't know. But if it is, I would be more than happy to pay somewhere in the $50, $60-ish range for this set. It's absolutely stunning. I mean, you know how big of a fan of the Kirkland thing I am. So pushing past that, as for your power, it's going to be a straight classically lit light bulb. That's it. Very simple. And it's made of what feels to me like porcelain. Now let me give you some dimensions. For the house itself, it is about 9.5 inches tall, 5 inches wide, and about 6 inches in depth. So next I wanted to note that this house is actually, like I said earlier, from a Kirkland set from the 90s, and it was actually a 40-piece Victorian set from the Kirkland Signature series. So you got loads of houses in that thing, and this was one of them. I mean, they're identical. I have them. They're identical. However, the kicker is the little box of figures that is included with the set we're looking at here today is not from the 40-piece set. So I don't know where the figures came from, if they grabbed them from somewhere else or what happened, but the house itself is from the 40-piece Kirkland set from the 90s, and the figures, I have no idea. Okay, so that about wraps up all of the facts. Now it's time we take a closer look. So starting from the top, there is detail everywhere on this piece, starting with the gold peaks. Yes, that is right. That classic gold Kirkland color is everywhere, but particularly on the peaks, and it really ties in with like that navy blue, I think it's a navy blue like roof, mixed with the snow, you know, the classic Kirkland snow. I've said it from the beginning of time that Kirkland has the best snow ever on their houses, and this one is no exception. Working our way more towards the middle now, we have a beautiful stained glass window, and again, Kirkland is consistent. We've seen these stained glasses on other Kirkland houses, and every single time they blow me away. This one is, again, no exception. That is the whole thing here. The consistency with Kirkland, I've said it from the beginning, is unbelievable. Next up is the Kirkland classic windows. They're everywhere on this piece, and it's the normal stuff to expect. Those square/rectangle cutouts, depending on which way you're looking at it. Absolutely amazing. And there is even more of that gold trim on some of them, and to really spice it up, there's even some green garland. Next up, I want to bring note to the unbelievable stonework on this church here. My God, it's very detailed. It's very obvious. And when you look at the contrast of the blue, because really most of the house is blue or different shades of blue, the stonework just really screams, kind of makes me feel like New York maybe, or something like that. It just is a beautiful city entrance to the church. Next up is the doors themselves. They're brown doors, pretty detailed as well, at least in the window part. It would have been cool to see that as stained glass as well. Just a little side note thought there. But nonetheless, they're doors, they got handles, etc. As for the base of this thing, not too much going on there. Again, keeping with that stonework, there's some more of that classic Kirkland snow, so not too much there, but definitely opportunity to maybe put some of those characters around it. It's really, guys, it screams classic Kirkland here. Now, I do want to point out a couple other things. Working more towards the sides of the building, there is more stained glass windows, as well as another door and a bunch of windows, like regular windows, not the stained glass windows. Even more of that gold trim. I mean, there's just everything here, more snow on the ground, all that kind of stuff. And I do want to say something too about the sides of this building. This is another one of those houses where no matter which way you look at it, it's beautiful. So depending on the setup of your village and where you would put this, with your setup, really, it doesn't matter if you have it frontwards, sideways, whatever. It looks great from all the directions, and there's so many different accessories out there, even from different brands, that you can mix in. I think Department 56 makes like a black iron gate or something like that with like a little swing door. You mix that with this church and really you gotta win. Okay, so enough about the house. I know we're going on forever here, so let's move on. The first thing I want to touch on is the figures themselves. They're absolutely beautiful and very detailed, especially with the outfits. There is a bunch of opportunity for different arrangements with this piece, but I want to bring attention to one of them that looks like they're sitting, but there's no bench. Okay, well, here's why. Because it comes with this accessory piece, a beautiful accessory piece, by the way. It's like two swans with a lake and a Christmas tree, a small little bridge. The scaling on that's probably a little shaky. But anyways, nonetheless, it's a beautiful piece, but the benches on this piece are for those characters. And because Kirkland, is always works from 20 different directions, you can put them on either bench and spin this thing around 360 and it will still look good. They're so consistent. I've said it a million times. Other than that, guys, I've gone on way too long. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the lights to show you a quick sample of something you can do with this thing. I'm a huge fan of the Kirkland stuff. We've been through this over and over. It's a beautiful set. If you know anything about this one, though, let me know in the comments below, because I still don't understand why this thing is a separate set than the 40 piece and how that all came together in the end. But nonetheless, there it is. It's a beautiful Christmas set. I thank you so much for your continued support for my channel. You guys are absolutely amazing. And until next time, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.